What do you think the return of Odell means for his team and in particular for his quarterback?
It's a huge challenge for Baker Mayfield because Baker's mindset needs to be, I have to play quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, not try to be buddy with OBJ. And that's really what happens when they're on the field together. When a quarterback gets a play, you dictate, or the defense dictates to you where you go with the football. It doesn't matter who's on the field for you offensively. Now, there's situations when an offensive play caller is going to go, hey, we're going to have these package of plays that we're going to try to get Odell the ball. But sometimes the defense does not allow that. And just because he's your boy or he's your buddy, I've got to try to appease him because he knows this play is for him, doesn't mean you force it to him. And Baker's really got to stay focused on, listen, this is the play call. And I'm just going to operate it because that's my job. You're a good enough player. There's 35 pass plays a game for us. You're a good enough player where you're going to have the opportunity to get your looks. And I will do my job given what the defense is telling me to do on that play. But it can't be about that buddy friendship relationship. That's where, as a quarterback, you got to draw the line. You got to draw the line being my job is to lead this offense the best that I can. And whether that's 2 catches for you or 10 catches for you, that's not most important. Lead the football team, Baker, and that's a big challenge.
Well, Dan, how as a quarterback, how hard is that with a personality as big as Odell? Like I recall when John Elway retired, in his retirement speech, he thanked Shannon Sharpe, and in that he said, I know you're open. I know you're open, which I always have thought was funny. Because the point is, Odell is coming back to the huddle, as all the great ones do, and saying, I'm open on every single play. How hard is that for the quarterback to straddle that line?
It's a huge challenge. It's probably one of the biggest things. Once you, establish yourself as a good player to really manage that relationship. I would say this. When Baker or the play call comes in and it's kind of geared towards trying to get OBJ the ball and it's not there, throw the ball to somebody else, turn to your coach and say, call a better play. Figure out a better play for you to get me the opportunity to get that guy the ball. Because the best thing that I can do for our offense is to throw it to where the defense is not. You guys have all heard that saying, right? Take what the defense gives you. Well, sometimes they don't give you OBJ open. So that doesn't mean you force it. But it's hard because every day I used to have Reggie Wayne. I played with Reggie Wayne. And he used to walk by my locker. And every single time he walked by my locker, he would say, throw left. Reggie stayed on the left side of the field all game. And he would say, throw left, throw left, throw left. And eventually you'd come to line of scrimmage, or I would, and I'd be like, I'm just going to throw this ball to Reggie. And it would end up being a stupid decision at times. But you become so, believing, or you believe so much in their talent that you're like, I'm going to force it to him. Baker, that's his biggest challenge this year. You cannot allow that to enter into your mindset and impact the way you play the game.
Such an interesting piece of all this, I think. Mike Tannenbaum, what do you think? How would you describe the significance of OBJ?
It's huge. He makes the difference for the AFC. He can make the 1 or 2 plays a game that could take Cleveland above Kansas City. He's Tyreek Hill. He's that dynamic.
Yeah.
And I think the interesting thing, going back to Dominic Foxworth's comments, is would OBJ be happier winning 10-6, getting 2 catches, or losing a game 49-47 where he has massive production? And as he evolves in his career, hopefully he's comfortable with having just 1 or 2 catches for a couple games. But his explosiveness is impossible to defend.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I would even say, that's a huge point that Mike T hits on is, Odell needs to understand that his job is not to catch 10 catches a game. That is no longer his role on this football team. He should be top 10 in the NFL in yards per catch. He should go 16 or 17 yards per catch. And his impact is going to be going, hey, I got 4 or 5 catches for 110 yards rather than 8 catches for 90. It's the chunks that this offense really needs out of Odell.
Not the quality, not the quantity, perhaps, of the plays that he makes. Schefty, as you talk to people around the league, what do you hear as far as expectations for him in particular and for the Browns in general?
Listen, I think there were a lot of questions about whether Odell Beckham Jr. would be back this season, but those questions did not emanate from Cleveland. The Browns always were planning to keep him. He's back today. Today, by being on the roster and reporting to training camp, Odell Beckham Jr. collects a $1 million roster bonus, so it's a good day for Odell Beckham Jr. He gets back from injury. The Browns get back their big play weapon, and this team should be a formidable contender in the AFC, especially if Odell Beckham Jr. is healthy and playing up to the level that Dan and Mike are talking about.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.